So, since this is like preserving it for posterity, I thought we'd start maybe like American Bandstand. You guys are probably a little young for that, but we'll get you guys to introduce yourselves, if we will, please. We'll start down with Mary. Just,
Are we starting?
yeah, I think we're rolling here.
My name is Mary Beth Richardson, and I do vocals and tambourine, kazoo for the band.
Hey, I'm Steve Pierce. I play banjo and sing for the band.
I'm Randy Wade, and I play drums in the band.
I'm Danny Vines, and I play bass, and I do not sing.
Oh yeah, we got another mic there.
I'm Jeff Salter. I play guitar and sing a little.
I'm Corey Parsons, and I play guitar and sing a lot.
So, you guys have gotten a good bit of attention, I think, in the American music scene recently, and reviewers tend to like you, which is understandable. You know, when I first started listening to your music, it was very easy for me, an old guy, to relate to. I mean, I could relate to everything. And so people like it, but they seem to bog down a little bit on how to categorize you, you know? And so, I mean, so my first question is there anything to gain by discussing genre?
I don't really think so. I mean, we don't really set out to write any specific type of music. We're fans of all kinds of music, and we don't really like to pigeonhole ourselves and restrict ourselves with any creative boundaries, you know? We just call it rock and roll.
That's the word I would have used, actually, rock and roll. All right. Well, you know, there's a backstory of how the band got started. So why don't you guys give us a little recount of that? And the one thing I didn't ever just find out was how you all arrived at the name Banditos. So if you could throw that into the narrative of how your band got started. I know Steve and Corey were
It's kind of an accident.
at one
Yeah,
point. So
yeah.
go ahead.
We all grew up in Birmingham, and I've known everybody here for at least 10 years. We grew up in the same music scene, kind of. Just accidentally put a band together. You know, me and Steve started writing songs and got these guys, these talented people, to make our songs better.
So when you guys got together, you already knew the other people, and
Yeah.
and you, as your band
Me and
developed.
Danny and Jeff went to high school together,
Oh,
skateboarded together,
excellent.
caused trouble in Hueytown, Alabama together.
Imagine.
What little trouble you can cause there. Steve,
So-
about the band name.
That was it, man.
Now,
it's the two of y'all that started this.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't hear what he really answered over there, but I get a monitor for him. No, yeah. It was just kind of a name we had. I don't know, his drinking buddies kind of name, and then it just kind of carried over with that. You know, I guess we started playing music in my old house that I had, and we realized we wanted more people. It started growing, a lot quicker than we imagined that it would, and yeah, here we are.
so there wasn't a big process with the name; it just sort of happened.
There was, but it's kind of it's weird to talk
That
about
can
in
be an
front of people.
adventure, with bands.
We went to Mexico for a little while, and it was weird. We don't really like to tell where our band name
So
came from.
you guys
It's a secret.
were selected for the Taco Bell Feed the Beat program. So what do you guys tend to order at Taco Bell?
can
you end up eating
substitute-
a lot of Taco Bell?
I don't eat meat, so you can substitute potatoes for anything at Taco Bell, I've learned. And it's great. It's really great. So I get a
Tell me about the app.
man, it got pretty dark, our Taco Bell experience.
I don't
They
know.
have
I
an
was
app for it, so yeah.
I
we
was
ate,
probably
we ate a lot of Taco Bell. It was a learning experience.
Our cars lasted a month, maybe.
So would you guys be surprised if I described your music as tasteful?
I hope so.
No, we're off. Well, there's good one. My brain does that, by the way. But anyhow,
What was the question?
would you be surprised if I described your music as tasteful?
No, I mean, I think that we do a pretty good job to try to keep like a handle on respecting like our, boundaries. I think Jeff is a very
Jeff's the
tasteful,
tastemaker.
guitar player, along with Randy. That they kind of hold it down, and the taste cravens.
Being a guitar player, it's tempting just to focus on Jeffrey. But when I first started listening to your music and looking at the videos, I said, "Oh man, there's a Telecaster player."
Yeah.
And then I discovered those are actually guitars you make. But then I found out you're actually a classically and jazz trained guitarist, which one might not guess that just listening to the band.
Yeah,
You think
yeah.
you've been listening to all those Telecaster.
I didn't
all the
play
tele-
electric guitar until we started playing in this band. That's all kind of been a. I don't
Hadn't
know.
played electric prior to that.
Yeah. I pretty much just.
They invited you anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I played classical guitar and finger-picked
Wow.
acoustic guitar mostly, and.
How long you been playing electric?
I've been playing guitar for about 12 years now, I guess.
Yeah, but electric.
5, 6 years.
I mean-
we've been this band's about 5.5 years old now. Coming up on 6
So you had to
years.
learn
Yeah.
to do
So it's been,
to do rock and roll.
Yeah, totally. It's been a learning process the whole time, which is cool.
Developed together.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have been compared to virtually everybody I can think of. Golden Earring, ZZ Tops, Jerry Lee Lewis. Mary gets compared to Janis Joplin. What do you? How does that feel to be compared to Janis Joplin?
I get this question a lot, so I'm ready.
You get asked that a lot.
She's like the iconic, badass, free spirit woman. It's really humbling and amazing to be compared to somebody that amazing. But that was redundant. She's just incredible. So it's like that's really amazing. But I didn't. People tend to think that I kind of had her on I idolized her. Like she's like the most influential person for my songwriting and singing style. But that's not.
Who
I grew
actually
up-
inspired you?
Well, it was more like I grew up in a Southern Baptist, like kind of restricted church school for most of my life. So everything was kind of. It was like a little. It was great, but it was like pretty stifling. So when I got a taste of like the real world music and like getting into like that stuff, I went a little wild. But
More like Sam Cooke.
oh yeah, I mean, but all the greats I definitely listen to, like all the old like jazz and blues and honky tonk and.
Who
things
first
like
grabbed you as a singer?
It had to be like Etta James, people like Ella and Etta and Bessie Smith and like just like these amazing, strong ladies that were more suitable for like a young lady to listen to and get away with it in a Southern Baptist household rather than like Janis that was like in your face, like cocaine and whatever. So it was like a little bit more appealing to my parents to
So
listen to
it's
stuff
kinda
like that.
Worked your way
But
into
Janice came in my life later, like more in my 20s. But yeah, she's amazing. But yeah, it's not my main influence by any means.
I want to ask each one of you about your personal inspirations. One of the things that makes your band distinctive is the banjo. The banjo is a really out front in your sound, and talk about being a banjo player in a rock and roll group. And
It's definitely trying and it's interesting and fun. I think I like to approach it more of like a piano, I guess. Like when I think of it, really like as opposed to a banjo, more of a percussive instrument, I guess. At the end of the day, like I don't know, it's something different. I admire Scruggs and things like that. The actual banjo sound of like the finger roll aspect of it, but I know that's not my style and that's not my bag. I was always a guitar player.
so you
beforehand,
went from
and-
guitar to banjo.
Yeah, but
How'd that happen?
I mean, it just kind of, I found a banjo at a thrift store for like $35, and that's when I started calling Corey over to start hanging out and play some stuff because I wanted to learn how to play it. Yeah, you know.
We
just-
tried to play bluegrass, but we just can't play that fast.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean it's fun to kind of just find where I can get in and fit in with all the newer songs and stuff as we continue to grow on writing and it's awesome. I was worried at probably 3-4 years ago of like, are we going to be limited? Am I limited to doing this all the time? Am I going to have to start playing guitar? No, it's not the case at all. It's just got to get more creative and imaginative, and that
Seems like it's just
the fun
integral to
part
your
of it.
sound to
Yeah,
have a banjo.
it's cool to get to play off of these guys. Like everybody has a thing, and nothing ever is like the one thing. It's always in tandem, I guess so to say. It works.
Drums. Rolling Stone just came out with 100 greatest drummers, one of those dumb lists, where they rank people. Have you seen the Rolling Stones list of 100 greatest drummers? Anyhow, who did you listen to when you were getting drawn to become a drummer?
I've been playing. I got my first drum when I was like 5, and I've kind of like always beat on stuff.
The Beatles?
And been real fidgety.
Did you say the Beatles?
Yeah, just like I've just always like just
Ringo.
beat on stuff. Just
Underrated
like
drummer.
I'm just really fidgety all the time. So I just kind of always
yeah.
have like done that. And then I did like
Ringo is
Yeah.
amazingly creative drummer.
I'll take anybody on in a tech deck competition. That's a side note.
Yeah, Rolling Stone's top 3 was John Bonham, Keith Moon, and Ginger Baker. I mean,
Definitely like my
Keith
like
Moon,
my number one is Levon Helm, and anybody in the band would know that. But like, yeah, he's just like he did something really different that was like really subtle. Like he'll never go down as like an incredible drummer, really, but like everything was so subtle and perfect that he did. It's just like, yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, it's
I
just
love
like
Keith Moon.
he'll never go down as like like one of the big names, because he's already gone, But it's yeah, he's definitely the man.
So you started at age 5.
And it wasn't like, it was like my
Music-
uncle gave me a drum
music-
and I just
was
hit
music
on
a
it.
big thing in your family?
No, not really. My dad.
Not
had a
everybody would want their
guitar,
5-year-old, playing drums.
but- Yeah, no, I just like they gave it to me just for something to do. It's like my uncle had an old drum set and I just like had it in a pair of sticks and just like was just like really into like beating on the drum for whatever reason and just kind of like followed through the rest of my life. I don't know.
Danny, were you originally a bass player, or did you start out on guitar?
This is a good one.
Did you want to be a bass player all along?
Yeah, the only instrument I've ever played was bass because me and Corey and Jeff, we grew up in a very small town,
Tiny.
kind of like just suburbs of Birmingham.
Birmingham's not so small.
Yeah, and yeah, nobody played bass, so and I'd never really played music, so I just started playing bass, and that was like 12 years ago.
Who do you really dig on bass?
Man, I'm into pretty much everything. I mean, I can learn and respect anybody's bass playing, from just about anything they do. A lot of, I like to listen to, some of the simple stuff like, like Black Sabbath is kind of simple rock and roll, but the bass is like really rocking and simple, but you learn a lot listening to it. And then I'll listen to more advanced stuff like Les Claypool, and his slapping techniques are really interesting to try to learn. It's almost impossible, but it's worth it sometimes.
And Jeffrey, who do you listen to when you're not playing
Man, I'm all over the place.
these days? These days, who do you listen to?
I've been listening to Goose Creek Symphony a whole lot. They've got a real good guitar player and banjo player playing rock and roll stuff. I like a lot of guitar playing like Roy Buchanan, Brent Mason, that kind of stuff. They did a lot of banjo rolls, ironically, that kind of stuff in their sound. But people who also got kind of weird with it, I like David Gilmour a lot, or any exploration keyboard sounds, trying to get that out of a guitar. Anything strange.
Anything strange?
Yeah, I like to make it do things that I don't know, you can't really predict from show to show.
I thought I lost my notes here. One of your songs, a couple of your songs, you guys have had the most listened to videos on YouTube, and one of them you do a solo, and I'm blocking on the name, but it has this little passage. It sounds like the Beatles, and then it transitions into this more of a rock and roll sort of thing. You know the one I'm talking about? I wish I don't know. My notes are probably.
Is it a live video or like a?
It was. I think it was live. Most of what I listened to was live.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I think
just
everything I
about
listened to was
everything's
live, actually, either live in the studio. I got my notes over there. Bring my notes, please.
We're sweating over here.
I've had a crash course in the Banditos here, which was a lot of fun. Okay, the one that I was thinking about was, there it is right there. Okay, I think it was Long Gone Anyway. No, sorry, No Good, and No
Oh, yeah,
Good.
Yeah. That's an old video. We did that in our.
Do you know, but that
backyard of
passage,
our old house.
it really was quite a remarkable transition there, you know, it just
Yeah.
kind of drifted through this thing that's really reminded me of the Beatles.
Cool. Yeah, well, back when we did that video, we hadn't really finished that song yet. It's a little different from what made it on the album. I think there's a key change that happens that wasn't in the video yet. But yeah, that's. I guess that's definitely that kind of David Gilmour thing I really like, where he more or less lets notes kind of hang over chords, or melodies kind of form over time.
That's where the critics who want to put you in a genre really, get messed up.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So, in Long Gone Anyway, it features Mary Beth on kazoo, and that's one actually I think has the most views, and that's a little bit controversial. Some of the writers, question that kazoo in there.
It's a child's toy.
But it made me want to get one.
Well, what happened with the kazoo was in that song when we were writing it, we wanted that to be a whistling solo, but it just didn't come across like we wanted it to. And so I was just like, why don't we throw a kazoo on it? And then it was awesome.
You're playing that tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Big.
I've actually, I've been going through them like crazy.
Do you have a recommendation on a kazoo?
What's that company? The American.
I actually looked at them. That's okay.
It's
They're
like
they're
a
like
mom and pop
$5,
shop
right?
one.
I mean,
Do I?
they're about $5 or so.
No, they're like-
Or they're like
They're like a couple
more
dollars.
professional level kazoos.
Parks and Recreation makes wood-crafted kazoos
Oh,
that
wow.
are, yeah. Nick
you play
Offerman
an
does this, and
upscale-
they're $45 a pop.
Wow.
I've been looking those up. I want one. Yeah, I think she needs one. Handle it.
It's a lot of fun to play. Yeah, but it came around when we tried to do a whistling part on Long Gone, and it came across better as kazoo.
And what do you feel like when you read reviews of your music? What do you feel like the critics don't get or they miss about you? Do you recognize yourself in these reviews, or do you feel like there's something they?
I think the best review we ever got was this band sounds like 5 scarecrows who were enchanted by a banshee lost in the woods.
Five
And-
scarecrows, yeah.
Something like that. It was just like one sentence, and
Yeah,
it was great. They got it, but they're about the
Yeah.
only ones.
It was like a banshee or a siren in the woods that you guys
Yeah,
like.
siren.
It was
Yeah.
pretty
There you
awesome.
go.
That was a good interview. They got it.
And I think the thing that maybe I didn't hear people talk about was the fun. There's kind of there's a a dark fun element, but you guys have a lot of spirit, a lot of fun in what you do. It seems like it's playfulness.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
We didn't start this not to
It's
have
not fun. I mean,
It's
why
like
you
I
do
don't
it?
really read reviews and think people aren't getting it. Like I guess I don't have the forethought to think that they missed this or whatever. Because I mean everybody's going to interpret it in their own way. We're not trying to create like a specific. We're not
We
trying to
don't-
create a specific like
It's just happening.
message.
It's just happening. Yeah, trying to categorize everything and put in a box sometimes is not such a good idea.
It's just about feeling good, making people feel something, and that's.
So you guys, I read, in the last couple of years have done some 600 plus gigs.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
We,
has that taken a toll?
Yeah,
yet?
more than that.
Are you still still enjoying that? Or
Oh
is
yeah.
that just going to keep on going?
We all quit our jobs because we liked it so much, and we
Yeah.
just moved into a house
It's just
together. and
life
went
you
on
actually
our
do
own.
get along?
Yeah. I mean, it's,
That's
it's real.
Better
impressive.
than we used to now, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I feel like we're doing a lot better.
Yeah, we've lived through a few band houses together, and then we toured together 200.
You guys played
plus
Athens,
days a year.
Georgia, where I'm from?
Do I?
Have you,
Yeah.
you played Athens? I bet,
Oh,
I bet people
yeah.
loved you there.
Yeah, Athens is a lot of
great.
fun.
Oh, are you? Oh, fantastic.
We just played a festival of
Caledonia?
Future Birds last night, and they were in,
Yeah, they
in
were cool.
Mobile. And they're from Athens, so we were trying to get a show together over there. But
What would you like to say?
oh, I thought you. It looked like Corey had something that he was
Yeah.
about to like really lay on us.
I was just zoned out. I wasn't even here.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, everybody was up till like 6 in the morning this today, so we're all a little slow.
So, what's your next move? Are you thinking about the future at this point in time?
We're writing for our next album right now.
Where are you going to do that?
We don't know yet. We've been going around to a couple of studios and just demoing songs and kind of getting a feel for it. Yeah,
How do you
tour.
select a studio or
Just has to feel right, and it obviously has to sound good. Yeah, we're definitely still learning it. so.
it seemed like you had good rapport with
Process.
your producer in your first.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Andrea's amazing.
great.
He's a
good
mad
friend, too.
scientist. I love him.
Yeah.
He's worked on a ton of incredible albums. He's kind of like the go-to guy in Nashville.
Well, you continue to work with him, or you're going to try somebody else
we
next
might
time?
we might explore different options, but yeah, we love him. We had a great time. That's what he's saying. We've been demoing
Oh, so
all
you have
around.
done. Where are some of the places that you've recorded
In
recently?
Austin, Texas, some good friends of ours just opened a place called Sweetheart Studios, and it's really incredible. They moved it from one house to this other one down by E6 area, and it's incredible. We had a great time there, and then in Columbia, South Carolina, at a place called the Jam Room. Actually, that was a good experience. And I think that's it right now.
Yeah, that's it so far. We're still writing. I think we're maybe 7 songs together now.
So here's the last question. If you could go back in time to hear one artist who's deceased, who's no longer with us, who would you want to go back and hear?
Hank Williams.
Django Reinhardt.
I hate to give like a metal answer because I'm not really into metal, but I'd like to go see like Dimebag Darrell, like original Pantera. That'd be great. But I mean, I'm not a metalhead at all, though.
He's not. You're starting to fool us here. How about you guys? Who'd you go back and hear?
This is a weird one, but it just came to my mind first. This is one, but I would love to see Blaze Foley live. That would be an incredible show.
Harry Nilsson.
I'm gonna go just be it's typical, but I'm gonna say the band. I'd want to see the band live. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Big
band.
Pink Band.
Yeah, the original band lineup would be awesome.
Would you rather hear him with or without Bob Dylan?
Yeah, I'd take that. Even when they got booed off, that'd be fun.
Really? I don't know. Maybe we subjected you
play.
to
We
enough
just put a muzzle
talking
on him
here.
later,
So thanks a bunch. If you felt like playing something, that'd be fine. But don't. You guys are playing tonight. I know, so I wouldn't. Okay. So it's okay. We
He
stop there
said we have to wrap.
at the rap. Okay. Look, can you guys do a rap for us, please? I'll start you out. You're working with some ass, yeah. You're bad, yeah.
All right.
That was pretty good, man. All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Enjoyed talking to you.